Hey everyone, welcome back to Carrots and Olives. My name is Brittany and I'm excited to talk to you guys about my black Croco planners. I feel like I have enough to kind of give you a comparison if you're unsure about which maker to buy your black croc planner from. So I have a couple of examples. And I'm not really going to talk much about the size, but I will talk about the different types of black Crocos that I have accumulated over the past year. So first things first, I have 3 different makers here. I have Gillio on the right, I have Moterm in the middle, and then I have Spek on the left. So the biggest difference I noticed is that Moterm is a lot more shinier than Spek and Gillio. The most recent I've acquired is Gillio, and this one is the one I actually got today. This is the black Croco. It's not the matte. This is the black that just came out. It was released at the end of 2019, I think. And this is the one I got from the most recent release, which would have been the second week of February. Second or first week of February. So this is the appunto, and it is in the A6 size. It is, from what I heard, one of the softest black Croco leathers thus far. Some of the other black Crocos, from what I hear, are a lot more stiffer, but this one is actually really soft, softer than I thought it would be. I did buy mine from the premium good deal section, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a weird marking. It's not marking, it's like the leather is kind of raised right here. I don't know if it had been sitting on something weird and it gave it some strange impression, but that's the biggest thing. You can't really notice it unless you put it in the light at a certain angle. Other than that, it's really nice. I do really like the style of the Croco where it's small to large, but then also I see small to large on the band here, the strap. And I really like that. I haven't seen that before. So yeah, I noticed that, the leather is shiny, but not overly shiny. I think it is very classy. I really do like the corners that Gillio does on their planners. And when I compare it directly to this one, VDS, my VDS was a custom, so I did request the way that the pattern laid. I wanted it to go from small to large, but then I wanted the strap to just be large. One of the nice things that Spek does do is match up the Croco leather with your strap, so you could see that it's continuous here with the line in the middle down here. So that's just one of the nice things that Gillio, or that Spek does when they do put the strap on. So with this custom, I kept everything standard, so I didn't add anything except for the pen loop. And Spek pen loops are really nice because although they do have leather on them, they are all elasticized. So it's leather around the elastic. Whereas with Gillio, it's leather and elastic. So the elastic stops where the leather begins. So it only stretches so far until the leather can stretch. And I hope you guys can see my video well, so you can see everything. I hope the black isn't too dark. So when I compare the two, I noticed that Spek is a lot more shinier. The leather is a lot more raised. When I push down, like I feel a little bit of cushion versus the Gillio, which is really flat. So it's not really bubbling up in a sense, although you can feel the texture in the pattern. With Spek, and I would think that what you see is actually what it really feels like. So it's kind of puffy. So and you can feel the texture, of course, but the pattern is kind of raised up a little bit. So it's very interesting. I think the letters are very different. I have had this one for a while now. It doesn't patina much. It's very durable in my opinion. And they do offer this color and multiple colors with Spek at any time because they're customizable. But with Gillio, you kind of have to wait until their other colors are in stock. So just keep that in mind. Now, one of the things I want to do is compare the black matte, charcoal matte Croco with the black Croco. So you can kind of see a difference in color. I would say that this color is a little bit more black than what you're seeing. It looks really like kind of washed out blue right now, but it's actually it's more black, I guess if you tilt it this way. So it is a matte charcoal. What I did do is actually use the Renovator leather sealant on this, and I talked about it in my stories on Instagram. I will link it below, but if you didn't really like the texture, or if that material kind of felt a little bit dry, I used it on here and it really brightened and it's protecting the leather. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It does look a little bit more dry, but initially before I used that polish, it was a ton more drier than what you see now. So it could use another polish, but because I'm not really using it right now, it is kind of just sitting in its in the bag. So whenever I'm ready to use it, I would probably polish it up. It doesn't take long. It's just like really quick to take a wipe and wipe it down with the polish and let it sit and dry for a couple hours and you're good to go. But this is just a comparison between the black Croco and then the charcoal matte Croco. Next, I want to compare it with the Moterm. So I want to say that this is the only black Croco Moterm that I've seen that is in this size. I haven't seen it in the smaller size. This is an A5, this is an A6, and this pattern is not a favorite of mine. I really don't care for this pattern. I wish it was shifted over a little bit to where it was just like this, where you could see one pattern and then the small pattern, and that the larger pattern wasn't straight in the middle, if that makes sense. But this leather, it is nice. Moterm does state that this is real leather. It does feel like it has a coating on it. They do put some type of I don't know if it's like a insert in here, but it is pretty like squishy. So it's kind of padded in a sense, and it feels really nice. It doesn't smell like leather in my opinion. However, it is very durable. I've had it for a couple months now, and it's really nice. I like how shiny it is. So it does mimic the Gillio style, where you have your pen loop, you have your strap, you have the pockets and then the outside pocket. One of the things that Moterm does is add this part as a pocket as well to put something in here, and then where you could put your book in the back. And then you have this secretarial and then 2 pockets. So this one doesn't have the zipper like it does with Gillio, but then you also get the big back pocket. So this leather is, like I said, a lot more shinier than Gillio and Spek. And in my opinion, it doesn't look as realistic. It looks a little bit fake to me. But I still like it. They do have the nice squared off corners, and which mimics Gillio. So I would say that they're all very nice in the hands. It's just a matter of your style and what you like. Let me see if I can put them all together so you can kind of see that. So that is the end of this video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I am willing to offer advice to, a style or something custom when it comes to Spek and my experience. And then, any questions you have with Gillio, if you're unsure about the style or like the names that they have. And yeah, so if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!